What do you do tonight if you don't get the Democratic Party's nomination?
What do you mean? I will be victorious tonight. You will see. My people are here. They're not going to go nowhere. The show will go on.
But they did beat her in an overwhelming fashion.
The Democratic nominee for supervisor is Napoleon Harris.
Henyard has caught the ear of people she represents and the eye of federal investigators who are questioning her use of taxpayer money for trips and fancy dinners.
I've said for a while, it's like, grassroots. It was organic when a lot of this things started at the Township, where the people were, just showing their displeasure.
Well, it looks like the saga continues there in Dalton, Illinois, and also Thornton Township. It seems that the people of Thornton Township is finally getting what they've been asking for. They've managed to get Tiffany Henyard off the ballot, where she can't run, right? So now this state representative Napoleon Harris, he's now on the ballot to represent the Democratic Party because they had a caucus. Now you see in the beginning of my video, she was basically saying she's going to win. She's in charge. But I keep telling you guys, I do not trust that. And I never trusted that trustee Gonzalez. I've never trusted him because in this video, you're going to see, we're going to go back down memory lane and we're going to see how he was the last vote to get her in there. And he tried to claim that he didn't know her like that. But it's funny how we knew that she was a trustee, but he didn't think that she had very little experience as far as being a supervisor of a township presiding over 200 and something thousand people. Did she have the leadership qualities and the know-how, right? But he put her in there anyhow. And I kept saying, I wonder why. And I guarantee you, if we do some digging, we'll find out that he actually knows her more than he claims that he does. I think that they put her there because they thought that they can control her. But before this caucus, Tiffany Henyard got all her supporters together, bust them up, put them on a bus, and took them there, right? And she left this heartfelt message to the city of Dalton and the township, Thornton Township. She said this.
You're at home, or I don't know if you're still in school, but yeah, school. I need your support. I need you to come out this evening. They have a special, I call it Secret Squirrel election today on Tuesday at about 7 p.m. A lot of people don't know about it. That's why I'm doing this live this evening so that you know about it. Today we have a caucus. It is a special election, whereas a lot of y'all don't know what has happened. Your senator/committeeman, Napoleon Harris, did not file the proper papers to have a actual election here in our township, which was supposed to be February. February is supposed to have been a primary election, and it's supposed to have been for the Democrats. He had until August 15th to file the proper papers. Guess what? He didn't file them. So this is what I mean when I try to explain to you guys that everybody business but not learning their position, and that's something he should have done. So he did not file the proper papers, so therefore there is no primary for Thornton Township for the Democrat race. So his next option is to host a caucus. A caucus is a in-person voting meeting, which is held 2 nights at 2010 Chestnut Road in Homewood. It is at the Park Auditorium. The election is supposed to start at 7 p.m. Of course, they should let you in by 5 because there's so many people coming. They should be making sure you're registered to vote, that you are a Democrat as you enter the building. But it's a lot of mess and backdoor dealings going on with all of that. So that's why I try to tell y'all what's going on. I will be there too, just so you know, I will be in the building. I am running for supervisor again, just so for those that didn't know, didn't hear, don't understand, but I am rerunning for supervisor of Thornton Township. So please come out and support your supervisor, Tiffany Henyard. I'm also running with trustee Darlene Gray Evers for trustee, and I have several other individuals that I am endorsing for this evening. When you come in, they will check to see if you are a registered voter. Please come. Make sure you cast your vote. Make sure you vote for myself and my entire ticket. I will be in the building to make sure you are guided properly and you have the right information. Of course, the bad thing that I don't like about the meeting is they make the rules up as they see fit, right? They make the rules up right then and there, and you will know right then and there who is your supervisor, clerk, 4 trustee seats, highway commission, and also assessor. All these positions are up on today at 7 p.m. So if you are a supporter of mine, Supervisor Tiffany Henyard, I am asking for you to come out this evening and support and make sure you cast your vote.
Now, they voted to put this woman in that position as supervisor of Thornton Township, which covered a hefty six-figure salary, right? And everybody was mad. They wanted her out of there as soon as she got there. Now, Trustee Gonzalez said that he wanted this to go down because he didn't want it to go to the vote where the people in the township would have a vote to put the person in there that they saw fit. So what he did was in the last minute, he voted to put Tiffany Henyard there. And he says this in the interview when he sat down with some people from the township. He said this. Check this out.
Former Supervisor Frank Zuccarelli passes away, and a void of power exists now at the top of Thornton Township. That results in a series of meetings among trustees, excuse me, where you are tasked with appointing a new supervisor, and if that doesn't happen by a certain time, that's going to go to a town hall where then the public is going to be
Correct.
appointing the new supervisor. So if I recall, some of those meetings were a little bit contentious among trustees as far as, I remember you suggesting a number of names that were not seconded or not voted through. Some other trustees were suggesting names that were not voted through. So it comes all the way down to 12 minutes before midnight on the legal deadline. This is in March of 2022 now. And it was you who 12 minutes before midnight said, I nominate Tiffany Henyard. And that was the first name that was actually voted for by the rest of the trustees. So then just a handful of minutes before midnight, Tiffany Henyard is sworn in as the supervisor of Thornton Township. Put us in Chris Gonzalez's mind, 12 minutes before midnight. What was your thinking in nominating her after this long process?
I mean, just as a whole, I just felt that I was hoping we could get somebody that was a little bit younger for the role. I felt it was time that, maybe possibly, and I mean, I wasn't like honed in on that, but a woman, I just thought that would be somebody, that was a little bit younger, a woman. So that's kind of where I was. I'll be honest, I really didn't know at that time a whole lot of the, that there was already some controversy and things like that, a little bit that was going on in Dalton, say. Sure. So I didn't really know about that. And that was also something that, I mean, obviously there, just on the surface, there was a little bit of experience there. She had been a trustee, just became mayor. Kind of a town that you might have had as a base as far as just like, once again, coming from that there might be some experience and things like that there. Yeah. She went straight to Frank's office and, sat in the chair and she just kept basically yelling, what are they going to think now? What are they going to say now? Speaking of the Dalton trustees, because I guess, like I said, there was already a rift and I didn't know that. So I'm thinking I'm like, oh my God, what did I do? And then,
now, I've been saying this since I've been covering this. She wasn't qualified for the job, and we could tell that she wasn't qualified for the job by the police commissioner that she put in place, Lacey, and all the things that all the legal battles and different things that he had going on behind the scenes. We saw so many business owners wasn't getting their contracts renewed, their licenses renewed, unless they did business with her. We saw her, we just saw her do countless things, the billboards all up over the city, the arguments that she would have in the Dalton meetings with trustees, the lack of transparency, the way that she was spending money. We saw all of this, right? So with all that being said, Trustee Gonzalez, why isn't he being investigated by the FBI? Because he's part responsible for her being in that position in Thornton Township in the first place. Everybody that was supporting that, if she's supposed to be so bad and wicked, but now what she's doing is they're challenging Napoleon Harris and this caucus that they created in order to get her off the ballot. She's saying that it's illegal. And now there's going to be a court battle because what she's saying is what they did was illegal to get her off. They wanted her going so bad that they actually broke the law. And this is what she's saying. Check this out.
We are continuing to follow the political turmoil in Thornton Township.
As we reported last night, Supervisor Tiffany Henyard lost her bid for re-election.
It didn't come without controversy. Now we are looking at what comes next. Nate Rogers joins us live now with the latest. Nate.
Yeah, that's right, Scott and Don. Good evening to both of you. Attorneys representing Senator Napoleon Harris, who led yesterday's Democratic caucus in Thornton Township, say that Henyard did not have a full slate, including a certified assessor. They also say that, Henyard and her attorney tells us that she was specifically targeted by caucus rules.
Tiffany Henyard, as mayor, Tiffany Henyard, as supervisor, was specifically targeted by those rules.
Did someone email you? Did they talk to you about this process and what it would look like?
No one knew about any rules. It was even other individuals outside that was running by themselves. They didn't have no slate.
Yeah. Tiffany Henyard and her attorney, Max Solomon, are referencing this document right here, page 5 of caucus rules, saying supervisor candidates cannot already appear on the ballot for another office. Henyard is currently running for re-election as Dalton's mayor. Solomon did say that they did not receive caucus rules until the day of. Harris's attorney says they could have asked for rules earlier. Now, yesterday's caucus was slated to begin at 7 p.m., but Harris's supporters were pre-registered and allowed in earlier. The caucus lasted 7 minutes, with Harris being nominated as supervisor. We spoke to Harris's lawyer earlier, as well as a non-partial attorney, to break down caucus law. Listen in.
When did people learn of the rules? They could have asked for the rules because we posted a notice on the door of the Democratic Party headquarters, Senator Harris's headquarters, saying you can get the rules by emailing me. Members of his Democratic Executive Committee had the rules.
There's a requirement in the election code that says people running for office have to have a complete slate in some instances. However, the federal court ruled in a case involving the Libertarian Party that's too restrictive of a rule and we can't use it in Illinois.
And Bert Olson went on to say that Henyard used township buses illegally to support her at the caucus. We do know that, of course, this will be wrestled out in court, as Henyard says that she does plan to pursue legal action. She also plans to make an announcement tomorrow. That is the latest here downtown. Nate Rogers, Fox 32, Chicago.
So now this is going to be in court because there was some funny business. There was definitely some funny business being done. And, they got her up out of there. So now Bert Olson, which is the township's lawyer, he's saying that she illegally used the bus and her supporters. And when our supporters got there, they wouldn't let them in. They did the same thing to her that she was doing to township residents when they were having their township meetings. She wouldn't let them in. She was doing the same thing in Dalton. So they did the same thing to her to get her off the ballot because she was saying that she was going to win in a landslide like Trump. That's what she was saying. She said, she told everybody, bring all the smoke because y'all not going to beat me. So what they did was they did some Bush League tactics to get her up out of there, right? So now it's going to be in court. And we're going to see if what Napoleon Harris and the Democrats, what they did will hold up in court. Right? My thing is, like I told you guys, if she's guilty, if anything, the feds will come in, but the feds are going to take their time. I figured that the feds will wait to after April when she gets out of office to make their move if they're going to make any moves anyway. We know about Andrew Holmes, and we know that that the DA chose not to bring up any charges on him. So I guess that they didn't find anything sufficient that would substantiate giving him an SA assault case. So that was thrown out, right? So now we have a lot of accusations and money being allocated, not being allocated to certain places. But right now, she hasn't been charged with anything, right? So we have to wait and see. But again, man, this whole Dalton, Illinois thing has went from a local parish or a local town to local, national, and international. Everybody all over the world is looking at this little place outside of Chicago in Dalton, Illinois, and everybody knows who Mayor Tiffany Henyard is. And I tell you guys time and time again, we have sufficient black people that can go in and do the job. I do not want this image of black people to be passed around throughout the world of saying black people are not good at running government, any form of government of anything. We're not capable. We have to be we have to be governed. We're not good at governing over or presiding over anything, because that's the image that they're trying to put out over us. So we have to be mindful of that and pay attention. So I hope if they get this guy Napoleon Harris, that he could be efficient in doing the job, and he could restore a great name to Thornton Township, and whoever becomes the mayor of Dalton, Illinois, they can also restore that tarnished name to the city, because black people are very capable. But if you made it this far in the video, hit that like button, subscribe to Street Media TV. I'm going to cut it here. Leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. And remember, I love y'all. Till the next time. Peace.